Brady, how did you feel about Sunday's performance after you watched the film?
Yeah, definitely a lot to clean up, as there always is in football games. And there's good things, there's things to clean up, and there's a lot of work to do this week.
What do you want to improve on heading into this game against the Saints?
Yeah, I mean, number one for me, ball security. I don't want turning the ball over to be a habit for me. That's not something that's been a part of my game in the past, and it's something I want to clean up this week.
Could you feel that you were more comfortable this time as opposed to being thrown in down 21-0? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Obviously, game plan wise, reps wise, going into a game where you get to practice the whole week, you're going to be naturally more comfortable. And I thought our operation and execution, for the most part, was pretty good.
Did you think the picks, Brady, were mental mistakes, physical mistakes?
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit of both. Especially that second interception down in the red zone. I think throw the ball away there. Obviously, don't try to force anything. But yeah, I think it's a combination of both. I think every interception's a little different. Whether the throw should be there or there, the decision should be here. But at the end of the day, it's about taking care of the ball. It's about ball security. So.
You talk about your chemistry with Ed and I.
Yeah, it's growing. He works really, really hard. And I would just say I've been impressed by just how he's supported me and how he's, he's constantly in my ear, since that Miami game. We watch film together. We're always getting extra rep together, and it's something he loves to do, he wants to do. It's not like I'm dragging him along to go do extra. He's right there with me, and the chemistry's building.
Where's the ball right now that he retrieved?
I think it's somewhere back there in the equipment room. That's a good point. I haven't checked up on that, so I might do that after this.
Isaiah's been making plays on special teams throughout the year. What did you think about his offensive production last game? Or maybe you can build the possibility of building off of that.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Isaiah Williams is the best kick returner in this league, and he's a heck of a receiver. I think you saw it on multiple plays last week. That second drive on a huge third down, being where he's supposed to be, feeling the soft spot, making a great catch. Late in the game, he had a couple good plays, a couple chemistry routes where he had options and we were on the same page. And I think he's continuing to grow. He's a heck of a player. Definitely love having him as one of my receivers.
Brady, there was obviously no guarantee you'd get these starts this season, and Aaron said he wasn't sure he wasn't going to commit to the rest of the season beyond this week. So, just given that context, how do you approach this opportunity?
I approach it as another opportunity. That's what this is. It's an opportunity for me to lead this team once again and try to go get a win on the road. And it's really as simple as that. It's about this week, preparing this week, and playing on Sunday in New Orleans. And that's how I'm looking at it.
Do you get confidence from those experiences or from past experiences, or what makes you feel like this week will be different than the last?
Yeah. I mean, spot on. Building from Miami, building from last week, taking all those reps with me into this week, and practicing, fixing what I need to fix, and then going out there on Sunday and playing.
They said on the TV during the game that the Jets were your only pre-draft visit.
Yeah.
What do you recall about that visit, and were you surprised that there weren't more?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. It was my only 30 visit, and I definitely felt alignment when I took a visit here. I met with AG, I met with Tanner, I met with the whole staff, and I felt alignment, and it's been exactly what I expected since I showed up. Exactly what they said they were going to do, they did. And this is why I chose the Jets, opportunity, and because I believed in AG.
Were you surprised there weren't more teams?
Yeah.
A big conference and all?
Yeah, I think that's how the pre-draft process went for me, For whatever reason, obviously I went undrafted. I didn't have as much hype in that process, and I think it worked out.
You said you chose the Jets. Did you have other opportunities after the draft?
Yeah, I did. I had a couple. We were deciding between a few teams, and obviously, the Jets were the only team I took a visit to, so I had a relationship with their staff. I kind of knew what their vision was and where they, saw me in the picture, and it was a pretty easy decision.
Saints are starting a rookie too. Did you get a chance to know Shuck at all during the pre-draft process?
Yeah, here and there. We met at the combine. Obviously, we spent a week at a combine together. So, talking ball. Obviously, going through the combine process together. Great player, great guy. Excited to face him this weekend.
Did you see any of the clips of your parents on the TV?
I did. Superstars, mom and dad.
Your mom was a little nervous.
Yeah. I assume she was. But yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome for them to have that moment and for me to see their live reaction. You know, that's kind of rare. That's not something I have seen a whole lot of. You know, my family in the stands. You know, as far as their live reaction goes. So that was a pretty cool moment for me as well.
Are they planning to go down to New Orleans also?
They'll be there. They'll be there.
With your new contract, what's the first purchase you're going to make?
First purchase, I'm not sure, but I do need to get myself a house, so probably go back home, buy a house.
But how's it feel though to get to be secure? This is a team that you grew up watching, your dad is in love with, etc.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's the ultimate blessing. Like I've been saying, I know people might think it gets old, but I live a dream every day. I get to put on this uniform and out the locker room of a team that I used to sit in the stands and watch. So I never take it lightly. I play every single snap, with that sense of pride and passion because, I'm just living the dream. So be able to get the support and commitment from them to keep me here for another couple of years and build this thing is something that I really appreciate. And like I said, don't take lightly at all.
What was your reaction from your family when you told them?
Yeah, so we had work day today. I called my mom and dad this morning, but didn't really get to talk much about it. Haven't really checked my phone, but I'm sure there's a bunch of texts on there. But like I said, they're excited. We put a lot of work in here to get to this point and be able to stay there, like I said, stay close to them again, let them come to games and stuff, and be a part of this culture that we're building for another couple of years is a blessing, and we're excited about it.
How quickly did this come together?
It's been in the works about a month or so, but let the agent and upstairs handle that. Kind of just focus on myself and keep improving. But just kind of handled itself.
So you never really were worried about like the last 3 games could be it for you. You had an idea that this was going to get done one way or another.
There was hopes that it was going to get done. Obviously, the reality is, every game could be your last game, so you got to approach it that way. Especially, like I said, it could be my last 3 games here playing for the team. Grew up loving to watch and supporting. So, preparing that way that, you never know what happens next. But at the same time, being hopeful and wishful that we could get something done. And like I said, I'm super grateful for the organization and them believing in me and now getting to continue to work towards building this thing the right way.
AG was saying that he's probably one of the hardest coaches on you because there's a lot of meat on the bone. He said as far as how much you can improve, and you have improved a lot. What's it been like, playing for him, and also what about that? Like having a lot of meat on the bone.
He's one of the closest head coaches I've ever had in my football career. As far as the conversations we have, the ability to go to him and talk to him about anything. And like you said, he's I wouldn't say he's hard on me. He just believes in me, and is stressing the fact that I could do a lot of great things in this league, and they believe in me. So it feels good for him to say that, and like you said, I feel like there's a lot of things I can do on the field, and to be able to be more consistent this year and show those improvements is great. And like he said, I think there's a lot more that we can do in the tight end room to keep us going on the right track.
Just what was your reaction when you found out about Steve Wilks being let go as far as defensive coordinator?
Man, it was very unfortunate, but I was just, it was unfortunate. I hit him up, made sure he was straight, but other than that, that's all I had to talk about it.
What do you like about Chris Harris? What have you gotten to know about him now that he's running things?
Really haven't really talked to him much, but just from talking to him before he got here, he's a cool guy. Most of the thing, he's a player also, so he understands it. And then he's already putting in his DNA as far as like what he wants, what he expects. So I like that when he coming in, letting us know what he wants to expect.
Quincy, it's so deep into the season. Is there much you guys can change schematically, even with this change, or is it just kind of doing some other things?
The biggest thing is everyone taking a part in it, getting his message across, and then also coming as a defense as a whole.
What do you want to see from the defense these last 3 games?
I want to see their best, I'm going to be honest with you. I want to see them put on tape what they're going to be proud of. I want to see us all put on tape what we're going to be proud of. And then, like AG already said, it's evaluation on everyone, though. So just putting your best foot forward these last 3 games.
How much did these 2 games sit with you, as a defense, as a defensive player, when you see teams do what they did to you guys?
Yeah, it puts a bad taste in your mouth. The biggest thing, just that pride factor. So with that being said, having his mindset these last 3 games on putting it all on tape, and then like once I said again, that pride factor. But the biggest thing is having all 11 on the same page, letting all 11 know that we had a huge part in the firing of also just letting them know like blood's on all our hands because we're a defense together. It wasn't just him out there calling and then him out there playing also. We got to make the calls come to life too though. So still having that mindset of like we gonna have to do this just because Harris is calling the plays. He's also not gonna be out there playing too. So we're still gonna have to make the calls that he give us come alive.
AG said he's going to be more involved helping Harris along. I know it's only a couple days. Have you seen that yet? And does that excite you?
Yeah, it excites me a lot just because he came from the lines. I just seen how that defense evolved and stuff like that. So I'm actually excited about what he's going to bring, what he's going to implement into the defense also. So, yeah, it's a good idea.
What are you seeing from the Saints right now? They seem like they're playing a lot better just on film.
What you mean by that, though?
What do you see, like, offensively, like, from the Saints right now?
Got a young quarterback. The biggest thing, keeping them on the move, getting them short throws and stuff like that, just trying to get them in a good flow, not making it feel like it's going to be on him to win or lose the game, but just being the coordinator for the offense and facilitating the ball. So I like that.
You're going to have to wear the club?
Yeah. I'm gonna wear it the rest of the season just to protect myself. It's something that I decided to do myself with the fracture, so we're gonna be good with that because I'm a big hitter. I don't want to let my teammates down or something happens in a game where I'm not wearing it or something and I have to get out. I'd rather finish these 3 games strong.
Has Quinn give you any tips on how to intercept the pass after Sunday?
No, just be in the right places. That was just be in the right place, right time.